And we're back on Southeast Texas Weekly. An increasingly critical Governor Rick Perry faces off with the administration. 72 bodies found in Mexico as the drug cartel wars continue to rage out of control. And when we look at this matter of the border violence, when we see it continuing to escalate, when we see that there doesn't seem to be, even with the use of Mexican military forces, there doesn't seem to be any quelling of that violence along the border. Does it in any way, David Bello, make you think that the administration has acted too little and too late in securing the Texas-Mexico border?
Well, absolutely. We've got a fence that was approved by Congress that still hasn't been funded. I mean, we've got bullets flying over and hitting universities in Texas.
People are beginning to say that it's just a matter of time before one of these attacks happens in Laredo.
That worries me too, okay? But none of the business with the border fence or immigration reform or any of that would have helped those people that died in that motel or that room wherever they were slaughtered by the drug cartel. Okay?
No, but the point being that there are many who fear that the next time that'll be in in Big Bend,
and
Park.
Mexicans have a terrible problem with their police force. Their police force is corrupt. I have a couple of friends that used to go to Cancun all the time. They don't go anymore because they strayed off the beaten path one day, and the Mexican federales held them up and robbed them. And this is the police.
Well, you seem to be arguing for the idea that real common sense reform needs to take place in our immigration system.
What does reform in America on immigration policies have to do with those internal problems about policing and corruption?
Because it's not internal.
I know it can spill over, but I'm telling you that you're talking about apples and oranges. Although I agree, we need to control our borders. I think we should. I think we should have a rational, reasonable immigration policy.
Then why isn't the Obama administration and the Democratic Party moving
Mr. Obama cannot do it by himself. Neither can the Democrats do it by themselves. We have to have our legislators, Republican and Democrat, sit down like rational people and discuss these things. Work out some common ground. There's got to be some common ground there somewhere.
Even George W. Bush, who knew poignantly about the violence along the Texas border, did not do very much in terms of real policy to change the way we police our Texas-Mexico border. Why not?
Well, because the first thing we have to do is protect our border. And then we can hash out what do we do with everybody in here, how do we ship them back and things like that. So the first thing that has to be done is weed out these people coming over. That means building the fence, which under Bush's administration, the fence was approved. So he did make efforts to protect our border. Now the fence isn't being funded, but we've got to do that first.
Quickly.
We've got to protect the border, and then we can work on the legislation.
I have to move on to this matter of what Republicans would like to call Obamacare, the Obama supported policy to effectively change the way we conduct health care in this country to a large extent. More than 3 million seniors in published reports may have to switch their insurance policies, not something that was widely known or reported prior to the passage of the bill. Was this what Americans thought they were going to be getting when they got health insurance reform?
I don't know what Americans thought they were going to get. Frankly, I'm disappointed in the hodgepodge that resulted from the negotiations between the Democrats and the Republicans. I am a favor of universal health care, get the insurance companies completely out of the picture. Do it like the rest of the world does it. The Republicans keep saying we have the best health care system in the world. No, we don't. We rank number 19 in the best survey you can find, behind France, Japan, Australia, Spain. We do not have the best health care system in the world.
But 3 million seniors are just now learning.
Yeah, and I'm a senior too. And if I have to change my plan, I won't be necessarily happy. But if it has to be for the savings that have to be realized, okay. We have to start saving money. We're spending way too much money on our health care and getting way too little for it.
Well, the savings is another question. Republicans have long criticized that we're not going to see the savings that was.
Bert Sharon, 12 News HD.